Caroline Fleur, and today I will be talking about one of my favorite subjects, which is the combination of fate, destiny, and luck. Thanks for joining. When I read a book or watch a movie, I can't help but be on the lookout for how those three concepts are involved in the story and what happens with the characters. And with these topics, my opinion is fate is more negative, destiny is more positive, and luck can be either. And at the end of the video, I'll share my thoughts on what I think we can do in our own lives if we can pay attention to whether we're dealing with fate, destiny, or luck, and how that can impact our own decision making. People use fate and destiny as though they are interchangeable, but I don't think they are. To me, fate is like a predetermined course of events that you are handed, good or bad, you just have to take them. But destiny has to be earned. Destiny is something that requires action. You have to go out and you have to earn it. So let's look at fate first. To me, fate is like a path that you are put on and you are given certain obstacles and challenges, and you have to find a way to face them, overcome them, and persevere. It's part of your journey. Like my son has multiple food allergies, and my opinion is that was fate. He was going to have those no matter what we did. It didn't matter where we lived. It didn't matter what house he grew up in. He was going to have to face this challenge and persevere over it. Let's look at some expressions of fate. There are a lot, but I just picked a few to go over that I hear all the time. One phrase that comes to mind when someone's questioning a decision or they're trying to take the pressure off themselves because they have to make a decision, they might say, well, it's not going to change the course of fate. That's interesting to me because that implies a small decision won't be big enough to make an impact, but that person must believe that a bigger decision might make an impact. So maybe they think you can alter fate if you go the right course. I don't believe that. I think fate is fate. You're stuck with it. You just have to deal with it. Then just this week, I heard song lyrics from a song from the 1990s by Clay Walker called Then What? It's kind of a upbeat, catchy song about making mistakes in a relationship. And the line said, "Fate can't wait to kick you in the butt. Then what?" To me, that not only is showing fate in a negative light, it's actually implying it could also be some sort of version of karma, where karma's waiting around to twist the knife after you make a mistake and you're suffering the consequences. And if you still don't believe fate is negative, think about movies that you hear it in from time to time. When someone says another person will meet their fate, that's death. Someone's going to die if they have to meet their fate. I think that's about as negative as you can get. But I will say, on a little bit of a positive note, there is a phrase sometimes people say, which is face your fate. People have to face their fate. So when it's used in that way, the fate is still being seen as something negative, but the phrase is being used to draw strength, like you can be strong and face your fate. So I would say that's a little bit negative and a little bit positive. So now that I've explained why I think that fate is more negative, let's talk about destiny, because I really like destiny, and I think it is very positive. I think everyone can figure out that I am very partial to destiny and the idea of it. I used it in my book, Destiny and Other Dilemmas. I wanted it in the title. That's how much I love the word destiny. Like I said earlier, destiny has to be earned. That means you have to go out and try to figure out what your destiny is and take steps to achieve it. It's kind of like there is greatness out there, but it takes action. It's not going to just happen to you. Fulfilling your destiny is still going to take time and effort and struggles and bravery. I used a Scottish phrase as a theme in my book, which was have the courage to face your destiny. Just because your destiny is positive and exciting doesn't mean it won't be difficult and challenging. You have to put the work in to make it happen. So if you're comparing fate with destiny, I would say my son's fate was to have food allergies, and he could deal with that by staying in the house all day where it's safe, or hiding in a hole and avoiding society. Or he could go after his destiny. He could learn how to take care of himself and navigate the world with food allergies and do everything he can to be safe, but then go out in the world and have a life and still manage to be successful and live whatever his best life is, which is exactly what he is doing. Now that is having the courage to face your destiny. And then when I think of destiny, I also think of the word destination. Destination sounds like a fun place that's exciting. It's somewhere you want to go, somewhere you strive to go or plan to go. Ooh, I can't wait to go to Hawaii one day. Oh, I can't wait to go to the Cayman Islands. What about destination weddings? Those are fun. If I had known there was such a thing as destination weddings, I would have done one, but I didn't know they existed at the time. It's almost the exact opposite of the term associated with fate, which is lot. This is your lot in life. That sounds like somewhere you are stuck and it's not fulfilling or interesting at all. But the destination, now that's fun. And sometimes, have you ever read about people who are destined to be together? It's their destiny to find each other because they're soulmates. Even that takes action. You can't go hide in a basement for 20 years and think you're going to bump into your soulmate. You have to go out in the world and live so that you can meet them one day, right? And something else I think is interesting about destiny is one of my favorite quotes by Carl Jung, which is, "You will meet your destiny on the path you take to avoid it." So I think we've covered fate and destiny, but what about luck? What is luck? To me, it's some percent chance that something is going to happen, good or bad, like some force on the universe that is going to cause something to happen at a certain time or not happen. And there are a lot of phrases associated with the word luck. The tricky thing about luck is you can have good luck that takes you down a bad road, or you can have bad luck that takes you down a good road. Have you ever heard the word luck be a lady? That means you want to have good luck, usually at a casino, right? Sometimes people are lucky and they win big at the casino, but then that can lead them down a road where they make bad decisions with the money that they just won. You have to be careful about the end result when you do have good luck. Make sure you make good decisions so that the result doesn't turn bad. I've also heard the phrase, "Don't push your luck," which I always thought was interesting because it implies that you can have good luck, but if you risk too much or you ask for too much, then it can turn into bad luck. It's almost like you can jinx yourself and have things go bad instead of good if you ask for too much. And in an odd twist, the term good luck has changed. It can be used very positively and genuinely, but it can also be sarcastic or even used in a taunting way. Like if someone says, "Good luck," great, they're happy for you. But someone can say, "Good luck," and they're almost taunting you and wishing bad things for you. And since that's really hard to distinguish a tone in texts or books or writing, I just stick with best of luck. I'll say best of luck. That way they know my tone is good because sometimes expressions change and it can mean more than one thing. And finally, there's an interesting slang phrase that I want to touch on here, which is to get lucky. I'm not even going to go there for what it means if you don't know. Ask your mom. But to get lucky implies something positive. But just take a note to realize that phrase does not distinguish whether you are getting good luck or bad luck by getting lucky. I think everything that happens to us is a combination of all three of these terms, destiny, fate, and luck. And then we have the free will to make decisions so we can learn and grow as we go throughout our lives. It seems like we're expected to just roll with the punches as we face our fate and try to fulfill our destiny and navigate around good luck and bad luck and the different energy that brings. We try to make decisions with all these variables that we can't control. Or can we? Can we control the things happening around us versus just react to them? My immediate logical response says no. But then what about when logical, intelligent people do things in the name of creating good luck or avoiding bad luck? One thing that comes to mind that used to be really popular is carrying around a lucky rabbit's foot. Have you ever heard of this? Thinking about it now, that is a very strange item to believe is lucky, a rabbit's foot. So I looked it up, and it turns out there's a creepy backstory that has to do with cemeteries and finding a good omen to ward off something called hoodoo. I don't even know what that is, but the bottom line is it doesn't sound very lucky to me. I'm a bunny person, and we have a lot of rabbits that run all over our neighborhood, so I definitely want to keep them intact. And it reminds me of what I read when I was looking up the lucky rabbit's foot. There was a quote by R.E. Shea that said, "Depend on the rabbit's foot if you will, but it didn't work out very well for the rabbit." Very good point. Leave the bunnies alone. That's what I think. For me personally, I don't think of myself as superstitious, but I did do a lot of thinking about luck before I did this video, and I really like horseshoes, and I do believe they are lucky, and I like to have them around if you can't tell, and I like to give them to people. I also like and believe in four-leaf clovers and shamrocks. Four-leaf clovers have 4 leaves. Shamrocks have 3 leaves. Well, 3 leaflets is what they're called. And I do believe those are lucky. My dad used to find 4-leaf clovers very quickly on important dates in my life and give me one sealed up in tape so that it would stay together. And I think he must be part leprechaun because he used to do that. But I think they're lucky, and I like to have them around. They make me happy, and they bring a good energy. And I think good energy can bring luck. So maybe I am a little bit superstitious. I also realized something else I do and have done for a long time is I wear my grandmother's ring. Ding. I started wearing it on special occasions when I was nervous about something. If I was taking my son to the doctor, had something important going on, or a job interview, I would wear it so that I would feel like she was with me, and so I would have good luck. And then at some point a couple of years ago, I just started wearing it every day. Why not have good luck and my grandma with me every day? I don't know what it's worth. It's probably not worth a fortune, but it's worth a lot to me. And I do believe it brings me good luck. Whether that's true or not, it does give me a good energy. And that's a value too. I think the key to having lucky items isn't someone telling you that a rabbit's foot is lucky, so you carry it around. It's that the items mean something to you, and they make you happy, and they bring energy with them that's positive, so you move forward with a positive energy. And I think that would draw in good luck, if that makes sense. It's just my opinion, but that's what I feel. So what about bad luck? Let's talk about the number 13. A lot of people avoid this number. They think it's bad luck. It was in that movie that there were 8 movies made of Friday the 13th. Bad things happened on the 13th. It's very common for people to think the number 13 is bad luck. And a lot of people apparently even have a phobia of it called triskaidekaphobia. It's so serious that hotels do not have a 13th floor. Have you ever noticed this on an elevator? They actually have a 13th floor, but they give it a different name, like 12B or something like that. It skips to 14, and I'm sure it's because they don't want a daily fight with 50 people refusing to go to the 13th floor. Or some hotels just skip it altogether. It just goes 12, 14, 15. So that made me wonder, for hotels that just skip number 13 and they don't name it 12B or anything like that, it just goes 11, 12, 14, 15. If floor 14 is actually floor 13, does that make 14 unlucky in that hotel? Upon thinking about this, I vote no, because I don't skip chip number 13 when I'm eating or piece of popcorn number 13 when I'm eating. We don't skip it because it's the number. I think it is the label 13 that makes it bad in some people's minds. Have you ever heard of the baker's dozen when you order donuts? It's just 13 donuts. They just didn't want to give it that label. And people love to order a baker's dozen, and there's nothing unlucky about that. As long as it doesn't have 13 written on it, we'll eat it, right? So I don't think that the 14th floor or whatever floor it is unlucky as long as it doesn't say 13. But some people think of 13 as a positive thing because it is so rarely used or sought after. They like that. There's a book series that I love called The 13th Zodiac by L. Crouch, and that author loves the number 13. The second book in the series, Dream Taker, comes out April 13th. Each of her books has 13 chapters. Everything she does has to do with the number 13. And so that's kind of changed my feeling about 13, and now I see it as a positive thing. So back to luck. Earlier I said I wasn't very superstitious, but I just had a vision of myself moving a hand mirror. And guess what? I am extremely careful when I move a mirror. I make sure I put it somewhere secure where things won't fall on it or it won't fall over. I do not want to break a mirror and risk 7 years of bad luck. Have you ever been extra careful with a mirror because you didn't want to break it? You might be superstitious too. And that revelation about the mirror led me to realize I also do not walk under ladders. Most people don't. That is considered to be very bad luck, but it's also just dangerous. You never want to walk under a ladder or anything where there's something over your head that could fall down. So I'm not sure if that's luck or just smart. And I'll admit to one I've realized that is a little bit embarrassing. I will not open an umbrella in the house. If I need an umbrella open in the house for some reason to wipe it off or whatever, I will go outside, open it, and then bring it inside, which is not easy because you have to be very careful turning through a doorway so you don't scratch things up. But that was probably just made up by some mom somewhere that didn't want lamps and cups broken in her house from people opening and closing umbrellas, but I'm still pretty serious about that one too. So laugh all you want about the superstitions, but what do you think about a black cat crossing your path? Have you ever had that happen? So the question is, does that bring bad luck? To me, this one is too inconsistent. Some people say that the black cat has to cross your path on Halloween night. Otherwise, it's not bad luck. Other people say it has to cross your path at night. It can be any night, but it has to be at night for it to be bad luck. And a lot of people still think if a black cat crosses your path anytime, day or night, any day of the year, it's bad luck. So what are we supposed to do if we see a black cat about to cross our path? Turn and go the other way? What if we can't? What do we do after it crosses in front of us before we could stop it? Quickly kill a rabbit and take its foot? Just kidding. Don't send hate mail. I would never hurt a bunny. But once the cat does cross your path, it's over. For me, I like cats, and I grew up with a few different black cats, and they were all super sweet. So I'm pretty sure they crossed my path in the house through my whole childhood, and I'm still here living to tell the tale. So I think cats are fine. If any cats of any color want to cross in front of me at any time, I'm okay with it. So I promised at the end of the video I would give you my thoughts on how to make decisions when you're dealing with fate, destiny, and luck as you walk through life. And I really think that answer is up to all of us, just based on our life experiences and our gut feelings and gut instincts about what's happening. The way I look at it, when something happens that is a difficult obstacle that is going to take time to deal with, maybe a lifetime, like my son's food allergies, I consider that to be fate, and I consider that to be a worthy challenge. Instead of being defeated or giving up, I use that as an opportunity to say, maybe this is our thing. Maybe this was what was handed to us, and therefore we are going to go at it and persevere over it, and hopefully that will take us on to whatever destiny awaits us in different parts of our lives. Because I don't think that everyone has one destiny that they work toward to achieve, like you tend to see in stories or movies, which I love, but I think it happens to us all the time throughout our lives, and there are different versions of destinies that we can achieve in our lives, but we just can't give up. And when you're dealing with good and bad luck, it's about energy. To me, I look for energy. You can walk into a room, and even though no one's talking, no one's yelling, everything looks fine, you can walk in a room and pick up on tension. Something's wrong in this room. I think of that as bad luck. Get out of there if you can. Or at minimum, if you have to go in a room that's highly tense, try to just maintain your own authentic energy. You don't have to let other people's energy drain yours. You can maintain your own energy and say, something's going on in this room, everyone's stressed out to the max, or they're tense, or people are upset, or something. Does that mean I'm upset? No. I'm not saying yell and have a big party in everyone's face, but you can maintain your own authentic self and say everyone here's upset, but that doesn't mean you have to absorb their tension or their energy, because I really feel like luck can be mistaken for energy. Negative energy, bad energy, heavy energy. We try to just be positive and maintain our own authentic energy, and that's our best bet. That's what I think. And with destiny, I think it's very individual. Everyone has things that they care about that are so important in their lives, and we all do have a destiny that we can work toward, even if we don't know we're working toward a destiny. Action, taking action is what's important. Doing things that we're passionate about. I think the end result will be good for all of us, and it keeps our minds healthy and our bodies healthy to have passions in our life that we care about. So that's the way I look at it. And I feel like the more positive we can be and the more at peace we can be with ourselves and our energy, the better our luck will be. I don't know if that's true. These are all just my opinions, but that's just how I look at it. And I promised I would tell you, so now you know I'm a little bit superstitious, and I love the concepts of fate, destiny, and luck, and how those three work together and overlap each other in our lives and in books and in movies. So what about you? Is there anything that you carry around because it's good luck? Or is there anything you stay away from because you think it's bad luck? If so, put it in the comment section below so we can read it and we can consider whether we want to add it to our good luck list or steer clear of it if we think it might be bad luck for us as well. I hope you enjoyed this discussion about fate, destiny, and luck. I'm Fleur, and I'll see you next video. Bye.